That's the fact that we are human beings. Today we'll go a little deeper into that. It's very simple to understand the human. In fact, all psychology is based on the human mind, the human itself, the human part. So you can understand its foibles, its deceptions, its futility, its contradictions, and the games, and this, it's all part of it. But here's the thing: can we experience the being? We can experience the human. Can we experience the being? We cannot. We can never experience the being. And that's what it's all about, the being. But why can't we experience the being? Very simple. Because it is the being that experiences. So, you're listening, it is the being that is listening. Who is speaking is the being that is speaking. If it's tinged with the human, then it's going to lie and cheat and play a game. Because the motivations and agenda would color it. So the point is to understand the human being as the two parts and then bring them together. And that is the whole journey. See? Now the being, the very nature of being, and I want to take it slow here because it's a very hard thing to define, is the changeless now. It can never change. It is the now. Therefore it is everything. Now, when we talk about the changeless now, first of all, how do we know that there's a changeless now? Very simple. Everything changes. There is nothing that does not change. Absolutely nothing. But the fact that you're aware that everything changes, that very awareness that nothing changes, is the changeless. Are you with me? See, when you were young, you had a different body, different personality, different everything, but you always say I am. Became a teenager, still the same I am. Everything changes, but the I am is still the same. The I am is the observer, the witnesser, the being. Never changes. And because of that, we can see the change. You see? And this is where it gets interesting to watch the human, because by watching the human, you get to know being. But the being cannot turn on into itself, because the being is everything, does everything, and there's nothing but the being. But you see, when you study the outer layers of the being, which is known as human, which is known as the world, then what happens is it brings us back to being. Only as we explore how real are the layers, or rather the appearance of being, that we come to know the being. It takes us deeper and deeper and deeper into itself. Now, the very nature of now, which is the changeless, we confuse it, and I find this very, very often. People who even read the book, The Power of Now, they still confuse the present with the now. And I don't know if it ever has been explained, but there is a difference. So let me say this, that the now is changeless because it is not confined to memory. The present is memory. The present contains all your past and even your thoughts of the future. In fact, you can live in the present and still be experiencing the past in your body from whatever you've experienced emotionally, you see? The now is the container of the present. We have to see that. So therefore, when the present becomes total 100%, it becomes itself a container. Container means it embodies the memory and everything that is happening within it, but it itself is. Okay? So therefore, the very nature of the changeless now is called love. But please feel it out, and if there are any questions, do not take my words for it, because then it's not fair to your own heart. Let yourself feel it, and forget what you've studied or read, because that does not help. We're going into the feeling of it. The best way to explain how now is love, take a mother who's just given birth. That's the only explanation that comes first thing. and she's holding the baby in her arms, and at that moment all the pain that she's gone through and the discomfort and debilitation of her body does not matter anymore. There's only the child, and at that moment that's love. See? So love is the changeless moment in which there is no memory. In other words, what is love itself? We're talking about real love, okay? True love, not emotional love. True love is a selfless love. In other words, there is no ego in it. Okay? It's forgetfulness of self. Now, the very nature of that love is to be free. And so love expresses us freedom. So let's go back to being. Being, therefore, has the qualities of love and freedom within it as a natural expression. Now, love and freedom are not emotions. They are not things. They just are the very nature of the unchanging now. And the unchanging now is eternal, because it's unchanging. Now, it is actually timeless. So we're talking about something here that the mind cannot really grasp, but you know, we can feel it. We can feel it in our heart. So we're talking about love and freedom in their true natural state. So, and this is the beautiful thing, you begin to understand that love gives us that freedom. And freedom gives us what is called our own reality. Now please, let's understand that. There isn't our own reality per se, because there's only one reality, and that is being. Okay? However, because we have the ability to feel, the ability to be free. See, one great gift that we've been given is that we have freedom, the freedom of being. Okay? We have that freedom. But that freedom is also embodied with love, and therefore it does not restrict us. You see? So if you see a person full of problems, misery, blah blah blah, I hate life, I hate people, what happens? What is happening there? They have love and freedom, and through that freedom they created that life, their individual reality. Are you with me? So we have the freedom to create misery or happiness. We have that freedom, and that freedom is the gift that has been given us. That is one of the greatest gifts, because love has given us freedom. Now you might say, you mean the individual has free will? No, but it thinks it does, because there's only one will, the will of being. And that one will, the will of being, is made up of love and freedom. That accompanies everything. So being itself is our true home. Being is what we call heaven, the kingdom of God. Okay? So when we feel when we feel free, and we do not know that we think we have a free will of our own, okay, there's no such thing as ego will, but we think we do, and so we keep choosing that which is not good for us automatically. So if you're living a problematic life, if things are not working out, if you're very emotional and unhappy, there's nothing wrong. You are making use of your freedom in an unnatural way. Okay? And what I've learned, you see, I've been doing this hypnotherapy, or I call it one-on-one session or supersentience. I've been doing it now for 30 years, and I've met a lot of people, and I keep meeting people all the time. And one of the things that is absolutely clear, is that everybody creates their reality.